Feel blessed. Be blessed. Stay blessed. Good morning. New and enticing. You're beautiful. You are beautiful. You're amazing. And the most that all of that is true is when you simply learn to simply be more you. When you're doing the things that are asked of you to do and only you to do in times when no one else can do it other than you, that is what makes you beautiful. Not those moments of time in life where we are stuck on all the things that we get wrong, that we sit there and we pick ourselves apart about why we can't be the next this or that. No, that's not what is making you beautiful. It's when you learn to step beyond those egotistical voices that rant in your head telling you that you are not worthy, telling you that you do not deserve to be loved. And you stand up within and you say, yes, I am. You are so beautiful when you do. Those are the things that make life new and exciting. It's when we're willing to step beyond that inner voice of doubt and frustration. When you step beyond what people see within you when they look at you, that you not simply just feed into the things they regurgitate back to you, telling you that you are this or you are that, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's hard enough to deal with the voices in our own heads, let alone the voices outside of our heads. But I can guarantee you, if you learn to at least quiet the voice in your head and you learn to focus on you and not I, you step away from the egotistical things that your mind may utter to you and you simply say, that may be the case, but there's still something new and exciting for me to create and become. Once you are willing to do that, that you quiet down the voices of the world, including your own voice within that tells you all things you can't do. And you really start to focus on the things that you can do. You are so beautiful when you do that. It doesn't matter who you may be, male, female, black, white, Asian, whatever your ethnicity is, it doesn't matter. What makes us different is not our skin tone or our sex. It's our mind frame. The way we choose to view this world is what makes us different. No one person has the most perfect view of the world, and no one is right or wrong. It's learning to accept that you are who you are. That is what makes you beautiful. Learning to embrace the empowerment of simply saying, I am beautiful. With all my imperfect perfections, I am how the Most High made me. And when I take time to be more of that, I step away from the egotistical state of I and move into more of the state of me. I know this all sounds crazy. It's been a minute since I've ranted on anything, and I apologize for the delay, but life is life, and there's business that must be handled if you're ever to truly get to where you're supposed to go. When you stop running from what you're afraid of, and you simply accept life for what it is and say, this is what I can do about it to make things better. It may not be something you want to do, but you know it's something you have to do. No different than it is when it comes to you being more you and not I. You may not want to do it because you may stand out and people may point their fingers and say that person is odd because they're doing this or that. No, it's being willing to accept all those things, all those voices outside of yourself, and simply still say, I am beautiful. It's so beautiful when you step into the truth of who you are. The truth of who you are. Not the fears, the doubts, and the worry. No, you step into the truth of you. Seeing that what makes you beautiful, seeing what makes you beautiful, seeing what makes you beautiful is not the thing that most people say is beauty. It's those moments that no one will applaud you for, that you simply step up to the plate and you knock it out of the park. Because you're doing what's only asked of you to do when no one else can do what you do. Even if it's been done before, it does not matter. It's quite irrelevant. You're doing you, and no one on this earth can ever do that better than you. So the more time you take to simply just be you, whatever that is, whatever that may be, you simply take that time for you. Starting your day, feeding your mind, giving your mind things to think about and contemplate throughout the course of the day, instead of sitting up, waking up, and just worrying about all the things you worried about yesterday. Start the day anew with new thoughts. Whether it be from a book, from a motivational video, whatever it may be. It can even be just simply from music. Something that allows you to start your day, taking you away from yesterday, making more room for today to be even more beautiful. Because you're no longer lost in a maze. You're no longer just that rat looking for the cheese, the small hope and glimmer that most are given. You know that piece of cheese came from a chunk of cheese, and that chunk of cheese is what you're trying to get to. And the only way to get to that chunk of cheese is being more you. Taking time to tend to the roots of who you truly are. Taking time to tend to the roots of who you truly are. You step up to the plate and you do what's only asked of you to do. No matter whether you fully understand why it is you have these urges to do certain things, that no one can tell you why you feel that way. You're just compelled to do certain things. Those are the things that makes you more you. Those are the things that truly make you beautiful. It's not your hair. It's not your skin tone. It's not your sex, nor your religion that makes you beautiful. It's when you take time to step away from normality and simply accept you for you, and seeing that there's something inside of you this world needs to be more beautiful. You accept your life for what it is, and you say, I'm going to do this because I know it's the only way I can be more me. That you take time to step out onto that stage of life with the lights all the way on, and you just let yourself be butt ass naked, and you show the world who you are. Afraid but unafraid, because you see that you are so ready to be unready for the beautiful you. You're willing to step beyond what is asked of you on a normal level. And you start doing the things that's asked of you to do on a holistic level. That's when life changes. That's when the progression comes. That's when the new and enticing things truly are in play. When you finally get the nerve to step away from a job that has been holding you back, that a job that makes you feel like you're less than who you should be, or a relationship that makes you feel like less than you should be, then you finally find the reasons to just say, I've had enough, and you step away. You step away. That could be a friendship or even a partnership. When it comes to husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, doesn't really truly matter. But when you finally get to the point where you say, I've had enough, and you step into that unknown aspect of life, to where you were once doing this one thing for many a years, with this one person many a years, you couldn't imagine yourself doing anything different than either or. That's when you're being more beautiful. Because you're no longer just spinning your wheels and going through the motions of the daily actions that most go through. No, you've taken a detour and you're going around the actual actions most people go through, and you're simply saying there has to be more. And just from the thought of the fact that it has to be more, there is more. It's not until one is willing to accept the fact that there is more, that there can be more. No matter what state you may be in your life, or what level you may be in your life, if you say to yourself, this is as far as I can go, this is as good as I deserve, this is the best it's going to get, then I guarantee you life will get no different and will be the same. But simply just by saying, there has to be something different, is a beautiful thing. It puts you off into a more beautiful state of being. No longer running, no longer hiding. You're facing the mirror of life, gazing off into it until you see the beauty we all can create by simply just being more you. Listening to the inner voice of your soul and not the inner voice of your ego was filled with all the doubts and worry of saying, you're not worthy. No one cares what you have to say. No one cares. Who are you to say this about that? No one cares. And instead of listening to that voice, you listen to the voice inside of you saying that what you're saying holds value. What you're saying and what you're doing is going to make a difference in someone else's life. Because you have taken time to step out of I and fall in love with you. It's so beautiful when you do. To not be afraid. To not be afraid. To not be afraid. It sounds so easy. But the truth of the matter is in that state of being afraid that breeds something more beautiful than not being afraid. To go through something that you go through every single day you know the outcome of will not bring you true growth. It's only when one is willing to step beyond those boundaries that true growth can be found. Doing something new and enticing. It may seem scary. It may seem scary, but it can't be any worse than what you've already been doing. It has to hold some type of outcome that's better than what you've been going through. So with that being said, the most beautiful you is you when you are scared to do whatever it is you need to do. Once you push beyond that point of being afraid, really, you never really push beyond the point of being afraid. The things that we are afraid of are the things that we know we need to face. So you do these things even when fear from the ego is at its full. It is raging, it is blasting, it is shouting, it is screaming, it is telling you to just stop. You got it wrong last time. Why do you even try to do anything different? And you stand up inside of yourself and you say, because I know there has to be more. That is when you are being the most beautiful soul you can be. I don't know. I'm crazy. Just an old man who likes to rant. It's been a minute. I feel a little rusty. But please believe this will continue. This all will continue. Because whether you realize it or not, these moments where I speak these words are things that once made me fearful. I was afraid to speak in such a manner. But now, I try my best to do it whenever I can, to speak in such a manner where I stand from me and not I. That I give something back to this world that has given me so much, and simply say, I'm so ready to be unready for all these new and enticing things in my life. It's so beautiful when you do. Feel blessed. Be blessed. And stay blessed. Good morning. New and enticing things are on the way. Accept them. Embrace them. Just be you. It's so beautiful when you do.